Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight, Friday night racing. We are going to go championship racing in the desert here with the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by sim-rigs.com. Here on the Turn 3 Racing Network to bring you all the racing action for championship night here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Myself, I'm Roger Muth, and alongside me, Chris Legu up there in Vermont. Chris, it's a hot, steamy weather day up there, sort of like you're sitting in the desert here in Las Vegas.
Very similar. A little bit more humidity up here, Roger, than there is at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway here tonight. But temperature is 92 degrees. Track temperature, it's doing okay as far as track temperature goes here at Las Vegas. It is sitting at a whopping 92 degrees itself. So actually, I believe air temperature 89. I had to just get that fixed up for you, Roger, but it is championship night, and we've got four contenders getting ready to duke it out.
Yeah, four drivers all got here by a little bit different of a passage, kind of say. We got one driver who, well, let's just show you the statistics real quick here. Let's throw it up on the screen. Looking at Mitchell Adams, he comes in probably as the favorite. 8 wins on the season, 781 laps led. Chris, nobody else in the league has more laps led than Mitchell Adams this season.
And we've been fortunate enough to be here for a good part of them. Let's face it, Mitchell Adams, he has got to be considered at this point, Roger, the top dog for the spot, and deservedly so. Look at this, 16 top 10 finishes, along with that 781 laps led, 8 race wins. Look at the average start and finish, though, 3.6 and 4.4. That's strong by anybody's records.
Yeah, he comes in as the number one favorite, but right behind him is Matt Cherry. There's his stats for this season. 1 race win, 144 laps led, 9 top 10s. He's the second, quote-unquote, best of the championship 4, as he has, well, the next best laps led, the next best in the top 10s, I believe it is, and that is correct. Actually, Chris Darling actually might have a couple more, but we'll get to him in just a couple of seconds. Matt Cherry. The keys for Matt Cherry, though, Chris, I think are just consistency. He's been about a 5th-place machine majority of the races that we have seen here in the late stages of this season. All he's got to do is try and beat, well, 3 other drivers, and he could finish 4th and be a champion.
Well, that's it, Roger. Consistency is key, and we're going to get to that in just a moment here as we start to look in on the third guy in this chase. You want to talk about consistency? How about Chris Darling in his number 47? Roger, no wins, but somehow here he sits in the top 4 for the championship. How has he done it? With consistency. 13 top 10s, only 39 laps led, but that average start and average finish, very, very close to each other, and that is consistency.
Yeah, he always seems to find his way to the front of the truck series here on a Friday night, one way or the other, whether it's through the green flag pit cycle, throwing a little pit strategy and under a yellow flag. He's not afraid to go put 2 tires on. We've seen that all year long. But you talk about a guy with consistency yet. Here's the 4th driver statistics here that are in the championship 4. It is Triple J in the 33 machine. 1 race win came early in the season, only 36 laps led. It almost matches the truck number here tonight. 8 top 10s, but that average finish right there, 10.8, is the determining factor of why he is the 4th driver coming in here tonight, as I believe qualifying is just about getting ready to start. Those are your 4 championship drivers tonight here. It's Mitchell Adams, Matt Cherry, Chris Darling, and Jeffrey Johnson Jr. Sun's out here in Las Vegas. We will race into the nighttime here, but qualifying going to be on stage here next. And we talk about on stage next, so that brings us right on to a couple of these drivers that we talked about. Here comes the driver of the 48. That is the Lowe Chevrolet of Matt Cherry. He'll be the first driver of the Chase Contenders to walk himself out here onto the track with these high downforce, low horsepower trucks. Chris, we talked about it before we came on air. This track here tonight, it's very wide. It's a 1.5 mile oval, and it's going to put on some really good show. And this low horsepower, high downforce package that the trucks bring, it's going to allow these guys to stay grouped up once qualifying is over and we take the green flag here tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right, Roger. And the other thing that it can allow is for some side-by-side action. This track, not really known for 3 wide, just because of the heat that's usually in it, but 2 wide certainly could happen. And let's face it, from what we've seen of these guys, 3 wide never can be tossed into the basket because they're willing to go all the way, and why not here on a championship night?
Yeah, you're pretty much going to have to, quote-unquote, risk it for the biscuit, as a couple of them say. Mitchell Adams comes across the board with the Indy Auto Sports number 49. He had the pole for just a quick second, and then he got bumped down off that pole. And that is now going to be given to, I believe that is Bill Edwards, who actually holds down the top spot now in the S2R machine. Man, it's Chris... It's like week number, 8 here in a row that we've done this, and that's still one of the best-looking trucks out there on the track.
Yeah, it really is. And I just really enjoy these guys, and I'm going to tell you right now, out on track. Speaking of enjoying these guys, last week I got to see Ben Azenga win, Roger, and I know last week you had to miss the race, but, man, he had an absolutely dominating performance last week, and he's going to look to do it again, as so far he is out on the pole with a quick time of, let me take a look, 31.63.
Now coming out on the track, another one of the championship hopefuls here tonight. The driver of the 47 out of New York, the True Sim Motorsports, number 47, sim-rigs.com machine. This is Chris Darling as he officially goes onto the clock here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Wonder if he's going to be going gambling after this. Chris, you're in Vermont. I'm in Pennsylvania. Darling stuck in the middle of us here in the middle of no man's land in New York. A lot of wicked weather coming through that area just a couple hours ago, so it's good to see that he actually held on to power and held on to the internet connection to give it a shot here tonight.
Yeah, I got to be honest. Right now, I'm kind of hoping for the same. The storm up here supposed to start in about just a couple of hours, so hopefully internet and everything holds up true. But Roger, that's something else we need to talk about. There is a vicious storm coming up through the Northeast Corridor, and guess what else that includes? The Boston area where all of the race servers are held, and so this could get very interesting. We're going to have to wait and see if it affects these drivers at all.
Well, Chris Darling's not affected right now as he'll pull off the track. It was going to be a 9th fastest time for him. Ben Mashburn in the Sunkist machine. He's sitting 15th up against the outside wall. Here's the Lynchburg t-shirt. Number 5, this is Ben Adams. He has already put in his qualifying attempt as he is on his cool-down lap here. 23rd fastest for the driver of the number 5. We're going to have to watch him come through the field. He's one of those competitors that will play the strategy also, 2 tires, 4 tires, and see if he can work himself up. Sitting down on pit road right now, one driver is the 39 of Jeff Price. It looks like Price having a little bit of internet connectivity issues here with the iRacing.com server. Chris, that could be part of those connections that we were talking about.
It could be, Roger, and I'm sorry to be chuckling, but take a look in on our 11th fastest driver right now, John Cannizzaro. Check out his parking job.
Is he playing part of the cleanup crew?
I think he's just talking to the driver over there. I don't know what's going on with Cannizzaro, but that's pretty funny.
I don't think in all my years of calling races here on the iRacing service that I have seen a driver take his qualifying attempt and go down pit road. I think he knows, Chris. He just gave us a little bit of the wheel turn.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. John, that's pretty funny, and we caught it.
That is definitely one of the most clever tricks I have ever seen, and we caught it here tonight. John, you can't hide. We have eyes everywhere here in Las Vegas. And I mean, sometimes they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, John, your dirty little secret just got aired all over the YouTube platform. So congratulations. But qualifying is going to end. That means the Lynchburg T-Shirt Company pole award here tonight going to go to the driver of the 07. That is Ben Izanga. He'll clinch that pole award here tonight before we go racing in the 160-lap event for the Las Vegas Motor Speedway here for the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by sim-rigs.com. Chris, it's about that time. Qualifying is in the books. Let's take you down trackside for our starting lineup. Starting on the front row here tonight, driver of the number 7, that's going to be Ben Izanga, the man from north of the border. He is going to try to win back-to-back races to clean out the year. Starting on the outside, it's going to be the number 50, that is Bill Edwards. Starting row number 2, one of the chase candidate drivers, the number 49, that is Mitchell Adams. JT Poole is going to start the number 1 Ford. They're in the 4th position. Matt Cherry, another one of the championship hopeful, he'll start in the 5th position. Starting in the 6th spot, driver of the RMC Racing 51, that is Paul Bilson. Jordan Shepler in the number 13, going to roll off in the 7th position. The Rocket City Elite driver, Nick Bradley, number 20, rolls off 8th. 9th is another one of the championship drivers, the 47 of Chris Darling. Stan Hausman going to start the 93 in 10th, and that rounds out the top 10 drivers.
Yeah, starting at 11 tonight, it is the 74 of John Cannonzaro. Jeffrey Johnson going to be starting to his outside in his 33. Starting in the 13th spot, it's going to be the 77 of Doug Neal, and Old Guy Racing's number 52 of Chip Hansen going to be starting in 14th. Ben Mashburn in the 24, going to be starting in the 15th spot tonight. Alongside him, the 16th spot belongs to Robert Dudley in his 44. Justin White in his number 2, going to be starting inside, and on 17th spot, Duff Racing's Travis White in the 23, going to be starting 18th. Jamar Dumas in the 128, going to be starting on the inside, 19th spot. Jeff White in Misfit Motorsports Zone, number 86, going to be starting in the 20th spot.
21st here tonight, driver of the 35, it's the Royal Sim Sport Machine, that's Aaron Mack. The Old Guy Racing number 88 of Michael Mooney is 22nd. 23rd here tonight, Ben Adams. Jeff Price in the number 39 will start 24th. 25th, Andrew Heileman and Brett Accord in 26th. 27th going to go to Justin Hutchinson, and Healing going to round out the 28-car fields here as the iRacing pace truck is diving in. We are going championship racing here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Green flag about to fly into the air. We are racing at championship night here in Las Vegas.
And already getting ready to go into turn 1. Izanga has the lead, but here comes Mitchell Adams. Adams trying to stretch that inside advantage, and does. He picks up second spot. Here comes the 48 of Cherry. Cherry now using that inside. Bill Edwards starting to go backwards as JT Poole now goes side by side.
The Ford Performance number 1 coming into turn number 3 will battle side by side with Bill Edwards here. Looks like hit will be able to clear possibly by the time they come out of turn number 4. The inside lane is going to be the place to be here in the early going. Ben Izanga, though, leads from the pole on lap number 1. He leads lap 1 here tonight as we have a caution flag already. It looks like possibly somebody down there, turn 4 maybe? Oh, Ben Adams, blown motor in the Lynchburg T-shirt company number 5. Oh boy.
There's always a chance here at Las Vegas for somebody to start the barbecue early. And unfortunately tonight, it looks like it is the Lynchburg T-shirt company's number 5 of Ben Adams. Very early to have that problem, Roger, and that's going to really put his team under the microscope here.
Yeah, we're watching. It looks like something went wrong with the 4 of Himmelman, and then Ben Adams got involved there. We're going to have to watch it back here. Just another take at this. What happened to the number 4 of Andrew? They were both running. Oh, a big checkup. It looks like the 77 didn't go, and then contact from the 4 down to the 5 as he was down to the inside. It looks like, who was that? Was that the 7 or was that the 2? That is the 2. Kellogg's machine was also involved with Justin White as he was down there on the apron. So an early crash here on lap number 1. Going to take a couple drivers possibly out of this one. Zoom in on this one. There you see the 5. There you see the 4. Beautiful looking trucks. Unfortunately, when they come together, the 5 down to the inside wall, and the motor's going to expire on that Silverado here early tonight.
It is one of the hazards here, Roger. A lot of speed. So if you go getting across the track and hit the wall, you haven't had a chance to scrub a lot of speed off. And again, unfortunate for Ben Adams here. He was not expecting that. He wanted a better showing, and we know he did.
Well, while we have the time here under the caution flag, we might be able to get a word in, I believe. I think I see Ben out there. Give me a sec as we navigate the waters here tonight on our Discord server. Let's see, as we got the driver of the number 5 here now. Ben, what happened out there on track?
You're probably not going to want to interview me right now. I'm not in a good place.
Well, Chris, he tells me he's not in a good place. I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody ever wants to talk to us. It's kind of an old-fashioned here now. Nobody really wants to talk, Chris.
Yeah, that is, it's unfortunate. Look, yeah, obviously he's mad. He wanted to be able to finish the championship race here tonight, and you know, give him a few minutes and let him cool down, and we'll see if we can get in touch with him later.
Well, right now he's sitting down on pit road and see if he can get back out on track. Right now, though, Izanga, Adams, Cherry, Poole, and Shepler are your top 5 drivers here as we completed just one lap. Well, almost 1 lap. See if the iRacing pace truck lights go out this time. Nobody elected to come down pit road. There you see the driver of that 07. He's still out front here in that Silverado. New paint scheme. Maybe it was that way last week for you, Chris, but I don't recall seeing the colors on that Silverado before.
Nope, he did not have that paint job, so a new one coming into this week, or a trading paints error, one or the other.
Well, you never know. Trading paints here sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. But we run under the caution flag here tonight. Just taking a quick peek. Other drivers that may have got a little piece of that. Bill Edwards, though. Remember, he started on the up there in, I believe that was, what, 2nd position? He has fallen all the way back to the 20th spot. He actually came down pit road. He put 4 brand new tires on that Screaming Eagles machine. See if he can work his way back up. Jeff Johnson also back here, one of the championship 4. He's down here. He put 4 tires on the new Edge auto detailing machine. Hey, Chris, I'll mute it.
Thanks. That was killing me.
Good looking out. Could have said something.
No.
So let's see this time by out of turn number 4. No takers out of the top 5 as the pit road is actually going to close as we're going to get the 1 to go marker for these drivers that did not pit. They won't be eligible to pit other than possibly a penalty for a couple of the drivers. So we will stay, or they will stay on track. Now this time by the iRacing pace truck lights will stay on. So as they stay on, we step out. We'll be right back here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into 2nd place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I trying this contact though. Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Venner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that 2nd spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Welcome back, race fans. Lights on the iRacing pace truck do go out here on lap number 7, so it'll be 7 laps officially in the books here. The driver of the 07, Izenga, has led every lap so far here tonight. He will choose the outside lane. Chris, this is going to be the first time we've seen a restart with your race leader being able to choose which lane he wants to be, and do you think the outside lane is the place to be? We saw Edwards go straight backwards on the initial start.
Well, that's the question that we're going to have to answer, Roger, and I think Izenga is willing to test it out. He does have a slight advantage as being the leader, and maybe he's hoping that that'll help out. We go green flag, and look at that. Izenga wastes no time, and he is putting on a clinic here on this restart. Look at the gap the 49 has to try and make up over Ben Izanga. Mitchell Adams has the 48 of Matt Cherry right behind him heading into turn 1.
Yeah, on board here with your leader of Izanga. It's about 3-4 car or truck lengths here off the back truck tailgate of this 07, but here comes the 48 of Matt Cherry. He's going to get racy because he knows he has to be here inside. Or, well, he has to beat the other 3 drivers to win the championship tonight.
Yeah, Matt Cherry, he's working the inside. He needs to get in front of Adams and stay there, and he's going to need a little bit more help than that, but right now, Mitchell Adams side by side with Matt Cherry. Cherry to the inside. Can't get it done this corner by.
So now the 49 will power back around the outside. The Indy Auto Sports will take over the second position, and that's all he needs to do is beat that 48 of Matt Cherry. He also needs to beat the 33 of Johnson and the 47 of Chris Darling, who is buried back here in traffic also. He is running in the 16th position. He was served an EOL penalty, Chris, for a little bit of an issue at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway just 2 weeks ago. Contact on the straightaway, and well, he was assessed an EOL penalty here tonight for championship night, so he started his night way behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, he sure did, but he is definitely gaining ground. So Darling up to 15th spot right now. Back up front, it is Izanga leading the way. Gap differential to him and between him and Mitchell Adams, 0.3 of a second, about 3 truck lengths here. And these guys are cruising, Roger, about 176, 178 now miles an hour, making 180 as they head into the corner.
Well, I can tell you my Silverado today did not do 170 nor 180. It cruised right around 55 miles an hour. You know how fast these guys would be blowing by me right now? At, well, if I was doing 55 according to their 180.
It would be a blink.
Will Ferrell, are those the other cars?
Yeah.
But here comes Izanga. He leads another lap. The battle still rages on for the second position between Mitchell Adams and Matt Cherry. They run 2 and 3 currently, respectively, on the raceway. Right now, it still looks like Ben Adams and Justin White are not able to take back to the raceway just yet. They are both sitting down on pit road. They've been there for 8 and 10 minutes. And it looks like Raymond Healing is actually our race control here tonight. So our hats are off to Raymond for all he is doing behind the scenes here tonight to get these drivers all kind of settled in and situated. But don't tell that right now to this man, because he is stuck in a hornet's nest. The 33 of Jeffrey Johnson. Remember, he came in tonight one of the 4 top drivers for a championship spot. Well, he's way back here all the way to the 19th spot. It's still a very early night. Still a long way to go. But a lot of ground to make up now.
Yeah, Triple J in his F-150. Very meticulous, though, Roger. It's something we've learned over the last few weeks. He'll start at the end and use a lot of strategy to kind of work his way towards the front. Tonight, he's going to have to use strategy and a little bit of luck to try and get the championship into his hands, as everybody else vying for that championship is ahead of him right now. But Triple J trying to move forward.
Yeah, that Ford F-150, we'll see how much ground it can really make up. Maybe also with him being back here in this pack, being able to save a little fuel. Here comes the 47 of Christopher Darling. He is looking to the inside of the old guys racing number 88 of Michael Mooney. See that? It's another one of those 4 drivers out there. Not too many of them out there on track, just a handful of them. And tonight, they are working pretty well as they are working through the field.
Yeah, give them a little bit of time to get accustomed to that machine, Roger. And I think next season you'll probably see the Fords start to get up there a little bit more racy. New vehicle on the service. It's going to take a little bit. Up front, though, it is Ben Izanga and the 49, Mitchell Adams, starting to close in. He has got about a 10th off from that lead that Izanga had just a couple of laps ago. The 49 starting to get a little racy.
Yeah, look at that 51, though, of Paul Bilson. He won a couple of weeks back. Remember, at the road course, we had to turn right, and, well, he pretty much dominated that event. He's up here inside the top 4. He'd like to come to the parade and spoil it, raid on it like it is here in Pennsylvania, New York, and Vermont. He would like to just raid on that parade and put the 51 in victory lane for the final time this year. He gets right to the back bumper row. That 48 there of Cherry not going to be able to go anywhere with that run, so he just kind of lifts off the throttle through 3 and 4, and he'll just come out of turn 4 sitting there. Look at this, though. These drivers back here for about the 10th position on back. John is here, Jeff Wyatt, Christopher Darling. He's right here. They kind of call this, at this point of the race, a squirrel's nest.
Squirrel's nest, hornet's nest, one or the other. But right now, Wyatt seems to be winning it out as he punches it and gets ahead of everybody else out there. Right now, you got two cars, or trucks rather, running 2x2. It's going to be Bill Edwards in the 50 to the inside. The 74 of John Cannon-Zero to the outside. Now the 50, Bill Edwards takes advantage of that inside, and he is gone. Here comes the 20 of Nick Bradley, one of the only Toyotas out there. There's a handful of them, and Bradley takes over that spot as well. The 74 going a little bit backwards.
Yeah, it's got to be something about probably sitting down on the back straightaway with the safety Page truck back there, cleanup vehicle. But Chris Darling is able to work around the 86 there of Jeff Wyatt, so that'll move him up into the 11th position. He is on a move now. Remember, he was supposed to start in the 9th position, but had to kind of tail the rear of the field at the drop of that green flag. He has worked back up to the 11th spot here with 18 laps officially in the books. Looks like maybe, where is Aaron Mack? He is going for a little bit of a ride down the front straightaway in that Chevrolet. It's a little tore up, little right front damage on that Chevrolet. Didn't quite see it. I hear the truck has it, so let's watch it back here for Aaron Mack. What happened off turn number 4? Oh, who was that? The 21 there of Hutchinson up into the outside wall. Both of them do synchronized spins through the infield grass, and then back onto the raceway comes the 35 of Aaron Mack. Looks like that 21 of Hutchinson going to go down pit road immediately.
And that synchronized spinning is some kind of cool to watch. But if you're either one of those drivers, not what you wanted. Again, very early on here as we're working a lap number 20. Back up front, Mitchell Adams has caught the back bumper of Ben Izenga. Roger Adams is ready to strike. Behind them, it is Cherry and Bilson running nose to tail. And we've got battles for first. We've got battles for third going on right now on lap 21.
Yeah, it's going to be battles all night long, all over this racetrack. It's going to be hard to try and keep up with all the drivers out there. But here comes Mitchell Adams. He's peeking out of turn number 2 for the race lead. Not going to have the momentum built up in the 49 machine, so he'll tuck right back in line and just save a little bit of fuel as they work down into turns 3 and 4. It's 2 trucks by 2 trucks for your top 4 right now, as both of them are separated by about, I'll call about 3-4 truck lengths from that second position back to third. And then right here you see the 93, that is Stan Hausman. Robert Dudley in the ALS Toyota Mercury machine. He is right here, one of those Toyota drivers. He is running in the 6th position. He is up 10 spots. He is the biggest mover and shaker here in the early stages of this race. That Toyota, maybe it's got some Mercury power under it.
Well, it's an odd combination, but you're absolutely right. He is moving up through the field, running 6th right now, up 10. JT Poole and the F-150. He's right behind him, running in 7th spot as the sun starts to set here in the desert. In 8th spot, it's going to be Jordan Shelper. Jordan in the 13, running in 8th spot. He's down 1 spot since the drop of the green flag here tonight. And then it is Chris Darling sitting in that 9th position, Roger, the 47, working his way through the field.
Yeah, he's probably got to be the dark horse here tonight after having to assess that penalty from the drop of the green flag here, and he is putting those tires on that Chevrolet to use. The question being, with him having to come from so far back into the racing field here tonight, is he going to try and play a little pit strategy? We know that the 33 of Jeffrey Johnson will, but you think Darling will come down pit road before any other driver here tonight?
Short pitting might not be a bad idea here at Las Vegas. You know these tires are starting to scream here on lap 24 as the 50 of Bill Edwards goes down to the inside. He's got to run, and Darling going to lose a spot. That could be a sign right there, Roger. The tires might be going away on the 47.
Yeah, or is he just trying to breathe it just a little bit, try and relax up on that throttle here tonight because he has been hammered down. Look at the battles, though, that are right behind him. There's Ben Mashburn. So you got the Sun-Kissed 24 of Mashburn and the, 86 there at Jeff White. Here comes the 5 of Ben Adams back out onto the raceway. He is numerous laps down, running into that 26th position. It looks like 20 laps down possibly for the number 5, but he'll be back out onto the raceway. No, maybe a couple positions he might be able to pick up, as it looks like Himmelman and Mack and Hutchinson are off the racetrack currently. So see if Ben Adams can work his way up through, grab a couple positions here in the final race of the season.
Yeah, positions through attrition. Not a bad way to go sometimes. Ben Adams, of course, he is not local. We've talked, oh no, excuse me, that is not the one I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Aaron Mack. My goodness, Roger. Is it Friday night?
Chris, it is Friday night. Believe it or not, Friday night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, broadcasting live here from, well, we're in Pennsylvania, Vermont, but we're racing at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As we tune in right here, you're watching the battle for the 15th and the 16th position between Jeff Price. Remember, he had some internet connectivity issues here before the qualifying, or during the qualifying session. So he had to start a little closer to the rear of the field than what he would have liked to. He is up 9 positions right now as he's working around a couple of these machines. Now he got around Nick Bradley. Now he's working on trying to figure out who's going to be faster, the Toyota or the Chevrolet here, or the roadblock of the drink choices.
Oh yeah, here comes the the 86 of Kool-Aid machine. Trying to get around, he finally does. He's bringing the 39 of Jeff Price along for the ride. Price down onto the apron, trying to find that additional speed. Not quite able to get there. The 86 maybe holding him up just a touch.
Yeah, right now you just got to pick and choose your battles here if you're Jeff Price. It's still a long way to go. Only 27 laps officially into the race here tonight, so a very long way to go. So he'll work to the inside of the Sunkist machine. He'll pass Mashburn, and now he'll work on the Kool-Aid Jammers machine. Boy, do I miss those Kool-Aid Jammers. They were some of the greatest things back in the days when it was hot out. Now tonight, or these days, we don't have those. We have adult beverages.
Yes, we do. Hey, Roger, let's go ahead and look at the top 4 guys in the, well, the 4 guys that are running for the championship here. And let's see where they are here out on the field. First place coming in tonight, Mitchell Adams. He's currently sitting in second spot. In second place, it's going to be Matt Cherry. Cherry has dropped back, unfortunately, to the 4th spot as Bilson was able to get around. Oh, big news. Here comes the front runners coming down pit road. We're going to break for that.
Yeah, pit road, or green flag pit cycle starting here on lap number 30. I was guessing about 35 laps, but they are going to start right here on 30 as your front 2 race leaders come down. The 07 of Izenga and Adams, and that's going to bring a slew of them down. Look behind them. It is a full house, full parking lot here on pit road. There's JT Poole, Chris Darling. Here comes Mashburn, Doug Neal, Travis White, Jeff Wyatt. Everybody down pit road like they are giving away ice cream.
Yeah, the 51, Bilson coming in. The 48, Cherry coming in. And you're right, it is starting to stack up big time on pit road. The 44, Robert Dudley now coming in, along with a whole host of others, including Triple J in the 33.
So officially all your Chase drivers have been down on pit road here within 1 lap of each other. So it is a monkey see, monkey do kind of strategy. The only other drivers right now out on track are the number 50 of Edwards and the 39 of Jeff Price. Edwards will come across the line here. He'll lead a lap tonight, and Jeff Price can't push it any farther. He's going to bring that 39 Chevrolet down pit road.
Now let's see if this was tires or if this was fuel. Roger, we're going to be able to tell pretty quick. Last time by, Bill Edwards was able to do a 33.98. We're going to see what Izenga was able to do on those fresh tires as soon as he crosses the start-finish line. But yeah, this could be not a fuel issue so much as a tire issue. 33.98 was the last lap that Bill Edwards completed.
Edwards out of gas down on the apron coming to pit road. Very slow through 3 and 4 that time. He'll get it down to pit road speed, which is actually 55 miles an hour. Edwards just stumbling that Chevrolet back to pit road here. What a night it could have been for Edwards. May have just gone up here in the first 30 laps as he's ran the Bald Eagles out of gas.
And the answer is pretty simple then, Roger. It was definitely a fuel situation while these guys were coming down, but let's not underestimate tires. Van Izenga runs a 31.97. That's 2 seconds faster. So tires and fuel every 30 laps sounds like it's about the right idea.
That's going to be a lot of pit stops here tonight. That's a lot of chances to make mistakes on and off pit road. Looking down through it, it looks like 2 drivers getting nagged with speeding penalties. Looks like Chip Hansen got a speeding penalty, too fast entering. Also looks like Brett Accord, also too fast entering pit road. Those kind of penalties could take one of these championship 4 drivers completely out of things. Now that the green flag pit cycle has all cycled through, though, let's take a look. Chris, you were just talking about where everybody was running. Let's do it again. The Indy Auto Sports number 49, he is up here still running in the 2nd position. Monkey see, monkey do is what he did with Izenga. They still run 1 and 2. Matt Cherry, one of your other championship contenders, as he is sitting there in that 4th position as he bobs and weaves around, I believe that's the 52 of Hansen. That was, yeah, that is the 52, up into the outside wall there. So Cherry getting lucky and skating past that incident. He runs 4th. Christopher Darling, the 3rd driver in the championship hunt. He has moved up now 4 positions according to our timing and scoring, but it looks like it's more like 20 positions for Christopher Darling. He has passed everything but the pace car here tonight. He is running in the 5th spot. Our 3rd driver in the championship hunt, though, buried way back here. Here is Triple J out of Indiana, the new Edge Auto Detailing Ford F-150. He is back here in the 15th spot after those green flag pit cycles, and the field has started to stretch it out.
So Mitchell Adams has been one of the more dominating drivers here this season, and he is showing it again, leading the way for the championship contenders, but following in the footsteps of the 07 Benizango, leading the way around this big 1.5 mile track.
Now, Chris, put yourself in Mitchell Adams' driving suit right now. 36.
I don't know if I'll fit, Roger.
Well, you're probably not wrong. I did see a picture of him, and I have seen a picture of you, and you're right. All right, put yourself in his shoes. Running in the 2nd position here, just trailing the race leader. You know that your closest competitor is back and forth about 4 seconds back. Do you push the envelope and go for the lead, or do you just kind of sit here, calm and cool, running in 2nd?
This early on, I'm going to sit here and let Zanga break the air up for me. I'm not going to push the issue. If I have to later on, fine, so be it. But a win at the track does nothing for you. A win for the championship, now that's something to brag about.
Yeah, and it is the first season here in the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by sim-rigs.com. Before we go any farther here tonight, we got to thank Sim-Rigs for everything they have done here with the National Sim Racing Association. If you have not checked them out over on Facebook or over on their website, go over, give them a like, shoot them a message, tell them that, you know, the things they're doing over there are pretty phenomenal. The rig setups, the inventory that they have, and the improvements they have made to the foot plates on their rigs are some of the best quality out there on the market. Head on over to sim-rigs.com. Get your sim rig right now while supplies last, before they run out, because I can tell you, they are going out the door faster than Chris eats cupcakes.
I don't know about that, Roger. I mean, I can throw an entire cupcake in if I have to, but
I wouldn't tell the world that, Chris.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. Benizango, your race leader. Mitchell Adams, 2nd. Paul Bilson in the 51. He's sitting 3rd spot after he got around Matt Cherry earlier on. Cherry has not been able to recover, and he is sitting in that 4th spot. Christopher Darling in that 47 machine. He's only come from the rear of the field. Ryder to be in 5th spot right now. Dudley in the 44. That's the Mercury Toyota, and he is doing fine, just fine. In fact, he's running 6th spot. Stan Hausman in his number 93. Kind of quiet tonight, but he has been moving forward. He's up 3 spots, the 7th spot after starting in 10th. Jordan Shelper in the 13. He started in the 7th spot. He's moved back 1, still inside the top 10. How about Jeff Price in the 39? Jeff Price up 15 spots, running in the 9th spot and rounding out the top 10. It's the number 50 of Bill Edwards.
Yeah, we called him out of gas on the apron there. This number 50 machine was able to kick over onto the reserve tank, get it back to pit road. So he did go the farthest on a tank of fuel. 32 official laps on that tank of fuel. We'll see if that's going to take him to the promised lands, because that truck is the fastest truck right now onto the speedway. Last time by, he actually mirrored, or Zanga mirrored Bill Edwards' time out there. So we'll keep tracking those 2 drivers and see which one is faster throughout the night, because that is a 3-lap difference on tires. Right now, Edwards has closed in on Jeff Price. That will be the battle for the 9th and the 10th position here as we go on into the night. You see the sun going down here in the desert. The track temp is going to cool down. We are going to get more grip. We are going to get more racy going into the night.
It's funny, Roger, because, you know, you just said it. It's 3 laps difference, but 3 laps is huge. 3 laps becomes 6 laps, becomes 9 laps every time these guys come down. So right now, it's looking like a good job. Now he's got to be careful not to run out of fuel because he was awful close. And oh, by the way, let's take a look at the race lead because Mitchell Adams was taking a look to the inside. He was not going to listen to me, Roger. He was going to go for the front.
Yeah, as we go over top here, this is our sim-rigs.com overhead camera here from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You see both your race leaders as they're come across the line. They will complete lap 43, and it has been all Ben Izanga, but the 49 is now starting to get racy tonight. He would like the race lead at one point. You know, it's one thing to win the championship, but it's another thing. I still think you need to lead a lap to win the championship.
Oh, I think that would be icing on the cupcake, I think. Let's just go right back to that.
Did you eat the cupcake or?
No, I did not eat the cupcake. I had the sushi.
Oh, that's right. You did have the sushi for lunch. But I wonder what Mitchell Adams has been eating because the boy is just fast. He is growing fast. He is learning a lot. He's probably one of the sharpest drivers on the circuit right now, other than Izanga. These two are probably the 2 class acts of the field as they work out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It doesn't look like Mitchell Adams. Maybe he will. He'll kind of show the nose there to Izanga down the back straightaway, but won't have anywhere to go with that run in the Indy Auto Sports number 49. So he'll sit back into that position number 2. Look at the 2 different lines this time out of turn number 4. Now that 49 got a little bit of a run, just nowhere to go with it. He gets right to the back tailgate of the 07 and kind of stalls it out.
And Izanga doing a heck of a job running that 07 from the rearview mirror. He is definitely making sure that the 49 has a big windshield full of rear bumper no matter where he goes on track. And Roger, you said these 2 were the class of the field, and they have been. So the question then becomes, well, why isn't the 07 in the chase? Well, it's simple. He hasn't been here for the whole season, so he doesn't have the points to get there. But I'll tell you, if he had run a full season, based on what we've seen here, Roger, he would definitely be up there battling it out with the likes of Mitchell Adams.
Yeah, he likes to tell me all the time, Chris, every time I'm here calling one of these National Sim Racing Association Truck Series races, that bad things happen to him, and I just happened to be away the other week, and I guess magical things may have took him to the promised lands, but it was a couple weeks too late.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but I'll tell you, I'm never going to not bet on Izanga. He has been, from what I've seen in the time that I've been doing this with you, Roger, on Friday nights, he's been excellent. And speaking of excellent, here comes Mitchell Adams. He's got to run. He's going to the inside. Can he hold on to it? And no, that second lane really seems to be keeping the momentum. Izanga just powers through.
So that just showed you the power of the 07 as the 49 was lurking there in the background, tried to take the dive down to the bottom, but that middle groove, talked about it. The lights are going down here in the desert. The temperature is cooling. The second groove has started to come in. As let's take a look back here. Still got that 44 Mercury ALS machine. Here comes Bilson. He's got a short pit here. He was down on pit road, I believe it was lap 29.
Very, very short pit. Okay, well, that's a strategy. We're going to see if it's going to play out for Paul Bilson. And maybe he's been thinking about this one for a long time. But Matt Cherry sitting in the 3rd spot. Robert Dudley takes over 4th in his 44. Bill Edwards sits in the top 5 after we thought he was done for the night, Roger. Remember, we thought he ran out of fuel. He was able to get it down to his pit stop and get the stop that he needed. And now he is running in the top 5 once again.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with that 50s rebound here, but I'm really impressed. You know, we like to talk about Jeff Price all the time, and Jeff Price, one of those drivers who is definitely consistently fast and very, maybe not so good at qualifying, but this driver right here, the 49 ALS Association in memory of Penny Mercury Boats machine, didn't run all season here with the National Sim Racing Association, but when he shows up, this truck has been fast. And tonight here at Las Vegas, it seems like they have kind of hit the nail on the head with the setup because they are up 12 positions now, running inside the top 5, only, and I say only, 7.5 seconds behind your race leader. So Robert Dudley having himself a good night with this Toyota Tundra. I'm very impressed with the speed the 44 carries tonight.
I am too, Roger. And speaking of impressed with some speed, how about the guy right behind him? It's Triple J driving in that Ford F-150. He's made his way all the way up to 8th spot. And Triple J, one of those contenders here for the championship. He's doing what he's done since we've been broadcasting, Roger. He's just being that consistent driver, always thinking ahead.
Yeah, chipping away little by little is what he is doing, and he's got the new Edge Auto Detailing 33 working through the field here tonight. See if we can keep up with that. We're calling a fast forward for now, Chris, and see if the wheels don't fall off it.
Wow. Well, I'm pretty sure the ball joints are going to stay in spot. It's not a Chevy, and right now he is in that 8th spot. Checking in again on the race leaders,
which is a Chevy.
And Adams, which is, yeah, both trucks are a Chevy. You're right. I don't know. You made me lose my train of thought here. 1/10, one truck length, the differential between those two drivers, and it closes in just a little bit going into the corner.
Yeah, but off the corner, that 07 machine pulls away just a little bit. The 49 of Mitchell Adams. Yes, we're focusing a lot here on the race leaders tonight because one is for the race win and one is for a championship. Here comes the number 20. This is Bradley. He is coming out of pit road. He got his service. Michael Mooney also down on pit road. So some drivers here are taking advantage and maybe trying to, or call it a very short pit. Maybe they're going to run this race backwards the rest of the way. You never know. Here comes Brett Accord. He's going to bring the 151 machine down pit road here on lap 54. I'm guessing a lot of these drivers within the next 6 laps will be starting to make their second pit stop of the evening. We'll take and watch for pit road to start to get busy now.
Well, something these guys have to think about that are running up front or haven't come down pit road yet. These other drivers that have, Roger, we saw 2 seconds differential between old tires and new tires. How long can you stay out there if you were driving before those new tires are just going to overcome you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. You see one guy do it, you're going to pretty much do it also. So we do see, though, Bill Edwards still continuing to march through the field. Remember, he was the last one down pit road. Doug Neal down pit road this time. Chip Hansen also down there on pit road. So watching this 50 machine, tires are going to mean a lot here tonight towards the end of this one. Not quite to that halfway point here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the championship race for the National Sim Racing Association, but look for tires to be a big, big factor. JT Bull going to lead a couple of them down pit road.
Roger, you were talking about Nick Bradley coming off pit road. Well, he caught and passed the leaders like they were standing still, and now Ben Azenga, he gives up that race lead to come down pit road. Mitchell Adams stays out on track. He's going to lead a lap heading into turn 1.
But as he takes a lap lead, here comes Matt Cherry. He'll be one of the first drivers of the championship four to come down pit road. Chris Darling, actually, he did short pit. Did we miss that somewhere? He was just down on pit road a little bit ago, so Darling made his pit stop. He snuck in there and got it done before we were paying attention. So he is the first actual one of the championship four. And then now here comes Cherry, and expect Mitchell Adams this time by. There he is, the Indy Auto Sports 49. He'll be down on pit road officially with that 49. That turns things back over to Chris, Bill Edwards.
Yeah, Bill Edwards with that short pit paying dividends, Roger. And let's face it, he is going to have to short pit the rest of the way through. Could this be the winning strategy of the night? The 50 right now has the race lead over Jeff Price in the 39. Price 2.5 seconds behind him.
Yeah, don't sleep on that 39, though. There is a little bit of damage on the back of this.
Oh, the 50 and the 52 just had contact. The 50's bringing it down pit road.
He brings it down pit road, and I'm noticing now there's some damage on the back of this number 50 as Jeff Price follows him down pit road. The spoiler on the back of this Screaming Bald Eagles number 50 is all jacked up. Chris, is that going to hurt the aerodynamics on that 50? Because even the back bumper is caved in.
Absolutely going to hurt the aerodynamics. And again, he is coming down pit road. Roger, he was just down here about, 10, 15 laps ago. Bill Edwards down on pit road again, this time with damage as contact out on the track brings him down pit road.
Yeah, that contact was with the 52 of Chip Hansen. There you see Hansen just out in front of the 48 of Matt Cherry. No caution flag being thrown here for the contact as both drivers were able to corral the ponies underneath the hood and get them keep them pointed in the right direction. Taking a peek now at your race leader. Look at it, Chris. It is now Chris Darling.
At Chris Darling, who came in tonight, the 4th driver of the 4, racing it out for the championship. Now your race leader, up 8 spots. And the 47 looking mighty strong out there right now. 2nd spot belongs to Izanga. And there is a little bit of a gap there.
Yeah, I'm taking a peek, though. That is 11 lap actual difference between Chris Darling and Ben Izanga with the pit strategy. And taking a peek last time by, it's about a 1 second differential in speed on the timing and scoring charts. So that's something we're going to have to take a look at. When we started talking about Chris Darling, he had a 6-second lead over that man. Now it's down to about a 4.5-second lead over Izanga, and Mitchell Adams is still right there lurking into the background. So those two drivers, are they Siamese twins?
They're definitely hanging to each other, and why not? I mean, you're probably talking about 2 of the better drivers here in the league. Not to throw anybody else under the bus, but these guys have been fighting it out pretty much every week, except for the road course. That was something else, but these guys have been fighting week in, week out. They're very comfortable racing against each other, and it shows out on track. Izanga leads the way. He's currently sitting in the 2nd spot with Mitchell Adams sitting in 3rd.
Yeah, the truck telling me, Chris, they might have found where Bill Edwards made the contact. So let's throw it back, watch the replay here. As this is actually, no, it's a little bit before. As actually it shows right where he was entering his pit, so the truck going to lie to us. They don't exactly have it, I don't think. There was after the contact. You see the 52 already pulling away and the 50 coming down pit road. Let's see if we can just do it the old school way, Chris. What do you say? Throw her in reverse. Let's check it out.
Let's rock it back.
Rocking it. There it is. All right, so there you see the 50. This is the replay. The 50 trying to come to pit road, goes from the outside, and Chris, that was a ton of netcode between those two drivers. A ton, if you don't believe that. Oh my gosh, you could have drove my Silverado between those two trucks. That's how much room between them there were.
Yeah, looking back at it, you're absolutely right. There was some netcode there. Tell you, it didn't look that bad live. It really, when it was live, it showed it a little different than that, but if we're going to go with the replay, the truck is never wrong.
That's what they tell me. They scream in my ear all the time, and they say the truck is never wrong. They're the eye in the sky, but the eye in the sky now, look at it. There you see the 47 of Chris Darling. Just right there is going to be your 2nd and 3rd place runner. That's Ben Izanga and Mitchell Adams. They are coming, Chris. They are under 1 second gap to your race leader at this point. They are going to be there, and I'm going to guess it's by the time we come off of, turn 4 next time, they're definitely there.
Yeah, and this is part of the problem with this strategy that Darling is using right now, that short pitch strategy. At first, it's going to work out really, really well for you, and then the opposite is going to happen. Izanga and Adams are going to blow his doors off heading through the corners. Maybe. Nope. Darling's going to be able to hold on to it, but the 07 and the 49 very much quicker than him. And now the 07 drops down. He's going to try and take the lead back over. Down the front stretch they go on the apron, both Izanga and Adams. Izanga going to take the lead heading into turn 1.
Yeah, that didn't take long. Once that 07 machine caught the 47 there of Darling, he made quick work of him as he dove right down to the inside, that time out of turn 4. So now it's Izanga, Adams, and Darling, your top 3. Then it's a huge gap back to you can find Matt Cherry. That is about a 4 second gap separating your top 3 and your 4th place driver. And then sitting a little bit farther back there, you see Robert Dudley. He is running in the 5th spot. That's your top 5. Bill Edwards still having a solid night here. He is running 6th now after that contact coming to pit road. Jeff Price also just behind him. Both those drivers came down pit road together, so they are running 6th and 7th currently. Stan Hausman right here in the Tropical Cafe, 93. He is running in the 8th spot. JT Poole is down 5 spots, running in 9th, and right behind him, he's got Triple J, and here comes Triple J in his Ford F-150. He'll dive down to the bottom, he'll take away the 9th position, possibly see if he's able to power through down the back straightaway and get that position. The Ford Performance number 1 of JT Poole, though, powers back on the outside. Now the shorter way around the raceway will take Triple J into that position, but a crossover move out of turn 4.
Well, a crossover attempt as the 1 drops down on the apron and then blinks away. And the 33 and the 1 going to be side by side heading into the corner. The 1 of JT Poole looking to take that spot back. Back up the 9th is JT Poole.
Crossover out of turn number 2, so it's crossover after crossover here for these two Fords. Putting on a whale of a show here on lap number 69, the new Edge Auto Detailing Ford. He's going to take it down to the bottom, see if he can actually hold it down there this time. Here comes the number 1. He's not going to be able to throw any crossover because Jamar is right there in the Haviland 128 machine, and right behind them, that is Travis White. He is just hanging out and lurking in the background also, so 4 cars, call it just about 5 cars. Actually, Bilson's not actually on this, he's not in this battle. Chris, I just noticed Bilson has damage and a pit road penalty last time he came down pit road.
Oh, man, that is tough for Bilson to try and work his way back through it. But look, this is one of the things that we talked about at the early onset of the race, Roger. Those pit road penalties, they're going to happen early and often here. It is very tough to get down to speed when you're coming onto pit road. And let's face it, some of these drivers, they're running with a high amount of adrenaline. They don't want to touch them brake pads.
Well, we have a fan out there, Chris, wondering where Justin Hutchinson is. Well, he's sitting on pit road, I believe, right now in his 21 machine. Currently completed 37 laps here tonight and then pulled down that machine onto pit road. So it's a little rough night for the driver of that 21 of Justin Hutchinson, currently running 24th.
Yeah, unfortunately, the story is a little worse than that. He's not even on pit road, Roger. It looks like he started loading it up into the trailer for the night. Gonna call it a night, gonna call it a season.
Unfortunately, here as your race leaders come across the line, they're complete lap 71, closing in on the halfway point of the final race of the season here for the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series, presented by sim-rigs.com.
Last time by Ben Azenga, Mitchell Adams running 1 and 2, but 6th place runner, 7th and 8th place runners were all just a little bit quicker than the front 2. Let's keep an eye on Bill Edwards. I don't think his night is done. The rear damage to that 50 may not be affecting him as much as we thought it would. Bill Edwards running very quick around this track.
I think where that damage is going to come in, Chris, and play the biggest factor of the night is on the long run. Short run speed, I don't think you're going to see too much fall off on that number 50 compared to the race leaders, but I think once we get about 20 laps in, that's when you're going to see it. It's going to be like a cliff, I think, there for the driver of the number 50. And same with Jeff Price. Remember, Price just behind him running in that 7th position. He's got very similar damage on that Chevy Silverado, the Back Channel Productions 39 machine. There you see it. It's looking pretty good. The crew keeps pulling on it every time they come down pit road. But, I mean, Edwards, there's no hope for fixing the 50.
Yeah, that truck is very damaged, and it would take something off track to be able to fix it, unfortunately for him. Back up front, though, it is Izenga and Adams. Matt Cherry sits in the 3rd spot. Christopher Darling sitting in the 4th, and Robert Dudley in his number 44, up 11 spots in the 5th spot. So a good night out of that Toyota, that number 44 Mercury Toyota machine. He has definitely been pouring it on. And let's see what else he can do. Oh, Chris Darling coming down pit road.
So Darling going to continue on that off-strategy pit sequence. He'll bring the Sim-Rigs machine down pit road here on lap 75, just short of the halfway point here tonight. Still looking at possibly what? Oh, he slides! Did he slide too far? Through his pit box goes Chris Darling. That's one of those mistakes that we talked about you don't want to make here tonight.
So that could be very costly on the track, Roger. You figure anytime you lose on the track, it's doubly, or excuse me, in pit road, it's doubly so on the track. And that was something he did not want to have happen to him tonight. It's that adrenaline, Roger. You're trying to get there as quick as you can to get out as fast as you can. And that time may woe him up just a little bit.
Race leader still going to run nose to tail, so it's the same song, same dance at the front of the field here tonight. Look where Chris Darling fell. It's all the way back to the 18th position. Not too shabby of an actual pit stop when you think about it. For him blowing through the pit stop, his pit stall, he actually is out there. It's still 47 seconds flat from pit entry to pit exit. An average pit stop, well, 2 seconds. So he lost 2 seconds. That we will see once everybody else starts to come down pit road where he actually will cycle back through. Remember, last time he did this strategy, he had a 6-second gap over Izenga and Adams. We'll see if it's 6 seconds once those top drivers come down. There you see the 93 of Stan Hausman right out in front of the Sim Rigs machine. He runs in that 7th position. Look at those fresh tires, though, for Darling, diving right underneath, and he gone.
Fresh tires. It is all about those fresh tires here tonight, and it has been absolutely amazing. Let's check in on those championship 4 one more time. Right now, we've got Mitchell Adams sitting in his 49-second spot, and then I believe we have Matt Cherry in the 48. Cherry sitting in 3rd right now. The 47. We just saw him come down pit road. Chris Darling sitting in 17th spot, just 1 lap down right now. And then Triple J. Oh, there he is. 8th spot with the Triple J machine. He's up 4 spots, being very consistent. And that's been his MO all season long here.
Yeah, you just got to do the things that you can control. Stay away from all the other drivers. Keep all the quarter panels on the truck here tonight. And hit your pit stalls. Those are pretty much the keys. No pit road blunders. No exit too fast. No entry too fast. No unsafe pit entry. Control the things you can do here tonight. Michael Mooney going to hit the apron down there and almost actually up into Triple J. He'll be able to corral that forward, and Johnson will get around him. But that was a moment for the championship contender. That's one of those things that you can't control.
And that's just it. There are certain things, like you said, Roger, you can control. One of them is what your steering inputs do, your throttle inputs. What you can't is what everybody else around you is doing, and you have got to have eyes all around your head.
Looks like right now Doug Neal in the sim box, 77. He will come down pit road. He hit the switches on his sim box, and it commanded his pit crew what they were going to do on pit road. Michael Mooney also coming in here on lap 81, your race leaders. Let's see, will they come down this time? They are going to stay out. Chip Hansen, though, will bring the 52 machine in pit road. He is running back into the 21st position currently. Looks like 4 laps down.
And Hansen not having the night that he wanted here tonight, but he is coming down pit road for service. We're going to see if he can find a way to get a lap or 4 back here as Hansen starting to hit his pit stop up front. It has been Ben Izenga all night long, and Mitchell Adams sitting right behind him, safe in 2nd spot.
Taking a quick peek, I'm going to say 5 more laps here for your race leaders before you start to see one of them peel off and come down to pit road. Remember, Izenga came down pit road first last time. Maybe we'll see who's going to come down first this time. Here comes Matt Cherry, Robert Dudley. They're both down pit road along with Jeff Wyatt. All 3 of those drivers come down here on lap 83, so Matt Cherry will be the first one to stay on sequence and come down pit road. We're seeing now does Mitchell Adams chase him down pit road, this time by out of turn number 4. Here comes Izenga, and it will be Mitchell Adams staying out on the raceway.
Yeah, 2nd time in a row, Adams stays out for an extra lap. Probably watch him as he's most likely going to come down his next time by as Izenga comes down pit road. Got to feel like he's going slow, Roger. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I can. My Chevy does 55.
Yeah, true. But can you imagine going from 170 to 180 down to 55?
No.
Okay, there you go.
My Chevy only does 55. Get it? 55 Chevy. I'm such a joker. They were telling dad jokes before the race, Chris, so I feel like I had to throw something in here.
I would tell some, but the ones I know aren't really dad jokes.
Is that a joke? Somebody hitting the
be
blue cone out onto the raceway. That won't bring out a caution flag here. The virtual iRacing official will run down there. He'll grab it, bring it back out onto the track. Here's a little bit of a strategy, though. Mitchell Adams has yet to pit. It's been 2 laps since we saw the 07 come down pit road. Now Mitchell Adams comes down pit road. Bill Edwards is also on pit road. Hausman is down there also. Jeff Price yet to bring down his 39 Chevrolet. Will it be this time by, as it looks like he is slowing up to come down pit road? So that will turn things over, looks like, to this Ford, but he is off the gas. Here comes Triple J down pit road with his Ford F-150. So Chris Darling, who was back on pit road just 12 laps ago, he will take over the race lead here tonight, as all your other championship contenders have now made a pit stop, waiting to see if Mitchell Adams will come out without a penalty. Taking a quick peek. Where is the other one? I can't find Matt Cherry. There he is. Matt Cherry was able to, no penalty for Matt Cherry being assessed at that time down pit road.
Well, we're going to see what kind of difference 2 laps makes for Mitchell Adams, as he is just coming off pit road. Izenga has already gone by him, and look at the gap. This is why you can't wait, Roger. You've got to get down there on pit road. Izenga very far ahead, 2.5 seconds ahead of Mitchell Adams. That's what 2 laps means on those fresh tires.
Yeah, off the nose camera here of Adams peeking off into the distance. You can just see that 07 machine out there. So we're wait to see if he can run him back down. It's going to be a little bit of a run for him, but he should be able to stretch the legs and get there. Chris Darling, though, remember, 2 seconds slower on pit road for Chris Darling. Well, that cost him about 2.5 seconds on the speedway. Actually, 3 seconds. It's only a 3-second gap this time for Chris Darling over Ben Izenga. And then it's a 2-second gap back to Mitchell Adams from Ben Izenga. And then Matt Cherry, he is, well, guess what? Another 2 seconds back from Mitchell Adams. So everybody inside the top 4 separated by the same distance. 2 seconds after 2 seconds after 2 seconds.
And that makes 8, if my math is right. Robert Dudley, though, he's out there in 5th spot, the 44. That's the Toyota Mercury truck, is running in the top 5. He's up 11 spots since the beginning of this one. Behind him, it's Bill Edwards, and Edwards has about 3 seconds he's got to make up on Robert Dudley. The 50 still has that damage in the back. It is very obvious, the damage that's on that machine. It is one of the better looking machines until you get to the backside.
Yeah, that damage coming. Remember when he was trying to come to pit road? Right now, still out there, still turning some very competitive laps. Last time by, Bill Edwards actually 2 seconds faster than your race leader. He was about 1/10 of a second faster than the second place driver of Izenga here on lap number 89. So there is still speed left in the 50. There's still enough bald eagles that are going to carry him to the finish line here tonight, barring anything, catastrophic goes wrong. Maybe miss a shift coming onto pit road, miss a shift coming out of pit road where the transmission and the motor kind of grenades themselves. I've seen that happen. Matter of fact, I did it just a couple of days ago.
Well, that does happen. And meanwhile, Roger, while you were talking, the 07 set up and completed the pass over Chris Darling. So Izenga back up to the race lead. Chris Darling sitting in 2nd spot. Mitchell Adams has some ground to make up, about 1.6 seconds to get to Darling. Mitchell Adams has fresher tires. We'll see how long it takes for him to catch back up to Darling to resume 2nd spot, assuming he can.
Yeah, I think right now what's going to really help Mitchell Adams here is having Chris Darling out in front of him. He's going to be able to get a little bit of sniff of that draft, and that will actually pull along that 49 machine and pull him back to Darling, and then that will slingshot him depending where he catches Darling. It looks like he's going to catch him in a pretty bad spot here down into the corner. They go. Look at the closing rate from Darling to Mitchell Adams. Darling going to throw a little bit of a block because that is the battle for the championship. Oh, Mitchell Adams very close to the outside wall coming out of turn number 2. Ooh, that could have been disastrous for both drivers.
Absolutely could have. And now the 47 has the preferred line, but on those older tires, just can't hold on. Mitchell Adams to 2nd spot.
So that little play there by Chris Darling, though, held Mitchell Adams up about 1.5 seconds. Ben Izenga is now checked out to a 2.5 second race lead over these 2 drivers. So what was only a 1 second gap when Mitchell Adams caught Christopher Darling just kind of moved him back even farther. We'll see if the Indy Autosports 49 has anything left in the tank, if he can kind of reach down deep and go run him down. Remember, there is a 2-lap difference on those tires between your race leader of Izenga and Mitchell Adams.
Yeah, going back to fourth spot, though, Roger, it's Matt Cherry. Cherry, one of those drivers vying for the championship. And right now, he has got some serious ground to make up. About 5 seconds to get to Mitchell Adams. Matt Cherry in the 48, hanging out in fourth.
Yeah, but what I have noticed is, remember, before we came down to pit road, Matt Cherry was sitting at 9 seconds behind your race leader. He pitted 1 lap sooner than Ben Izanga, and now it is only a 6-second gap between your race leader and the 4th place machine. But Matt Cherry doesn't have to go up there and catch Ben Izanga. He just got to catch Darling and Adams, who run out in front of him. So your 3 of your championship 4 are running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now on the timing and scoring. And what separates them? 4 seconds.
Yeah, unbelievable racing right now. And Matt Cherry is going to start sniffing out that draft that you were talking about earlier. Christopher Darling starting to move backwards a little bit. Matt Cherry starting to sniff out that draft, and he's going to close it in very, very quickly. Now down to a half a second.
Yeah, remember, though, Chris Darling playing that off-strategy sequence. Last time he was on pit road, lap 74. So that was 22 laps ago for the driver of that 47. So you're looking to see him come down pit road here in, well, 5 to 7 laps possibly.
Yeah, it should be right in that range. You're absolutely right. As we have taken over a lot of different strategies going out there right now. The 48, Matt Cherry, has caught the back bumper of the 47. He sets up for an inside pass. Moves down onto the apron. The 48 of Matt Cherry takes him at the line.
So Matt Cherry now going to move into 2nd position in the championship. 3rd overall on the raceway here tonight. Just completed lap 96 this time by for your race leader of Ben Izanga. Oh, Bilson having a little problems down there. And it looks like the caution flag is going to fly. Chris, I'm not too sure what happened down there to that 51 machine.
Oh, boy. The 51. He's bringing out the caution. I guarantee you nobody up front wanted to see that. In fact, the top 7 or 8 drivers didn't want to see that. Each one of them running a different pit strategy. And now they're going to be grouped back up. Everybody going to feel forced to come down pit road. Roger, why don't you talk to the truck, get him queued up, and let's see what happened to the 51.
Well, it all happened after he left pit road. So let's go back to as the 51 leaves pit road here. Let's follow him from a little bit wide. Let's see. You're watching the 51 of Paul Bilson as he comes out of pit road. He's trying to get up to race speed, the driver of the RMC race machine. Oh, he gets to the blue commitment cone, Chris, and he loops the 51 around, slides it halfway down the back straightaway, and then when he went to go get back on the loud pedal, the truck with those heated up tires slides up onto the racing line, throws the yellow flag here to bring out our 2nd yellow flag of the evening. That's what brings out the yellow flag, a 1-truck spin down the back straightaway. Now everybody that was on a different strategy, they will be grouped up because they are all coming down pit road, led by Ben Izanga.
Yeah, they're going to have to start all over again as far as pit strategy go. And give it to Bilson. He did try to get off the racing surface before the caution flag pulled out, but a quick flag from our iRacing flagman. And here we are under the yellow flag, lap 99 of 160.
And everybody is down pit road. The race off pit road will be won by the 07 of Izanga, then the 49 thereof of Adams. Then it's Cherry, Darling, Edwards, Dudley, Price, your top 8. Hausman. Then it looks like possibly Jamar coming out into 10th position. 1 driver staying out, the driver of the 13. Jordan will take over the race lead here, but we will see. I believe that was a wave around. So as they pace around the track here, it's a great time for us to take a quick break. But before we head to the commercial break, Mitchell Adams right now is in the top spot for your championship hunt, followed by 2 of his competitors of Matt Cherry and Christopher Darling. They run right now 3 of your championship contenders. 3rd, 4th, and 5th, the other contender, the 33 of Jeffrey Johnson. He is back into the 13th spot, and we'll be right back here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
Gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Trunkgate goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Venner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Working our second caution flag here of the evening, about to go back green flag racing. The lights are on, the racing is getting hot and heavy. We are over the halfway point, and it's going to be Ben Izanga choosing the outside lane here over Mitchell Adams as the iRacing pace truck of Johnny Pacer pulls into the pit road. So we are getting ready to go back green flag racing. We are racing here on lap 103 out of the 160, and Ben Izanga going to get a great jump, but it's all about the battle for the second position, because there's 3 of your championship hopefuls, Adam, Darling, and Cherry, down into turn number 1.
Look at that, Roger. You couldn't have scripted this any better. 3 trucks vying for the championship, running second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, it's going to be, though, the 49 of Adams getting the better. He's going to block the 47 there of Chris Darling down the back straightaway. There is the 48 of Matt Cherry kind of lurking down to the bottom. He'll be able to try and follow that 49 machine. So it's 47, 48, 49 running 4, 3, and 2 on the raceway. But don't forget about, well, 50. You can't get the 49 and forget 50 because here comes Bill Edwards back into the battle. Look at all these drivers up here. They are throwing some contact between Darling. Darling into the outside wall. He's going to come down. He's going to get spun across the back straightaway. Chris Darling's night is up in smoke on the back straightaway.
Not at all what Darling was looking for. The rest of the drivers continue on. Oh, man.
Caution flag out on the speedway being thrown manually here by the iRacing officials. That one had championship implications written all over it while it had the contact there from Matt Cherry. We'll see if we can go back here and actually catch what just happened on the replay here. I believe, there we go. We have a good angle of it here. There you see the contact between the 48 and the 47. Darling up the raceway, and as he tries to corral that 47, sim-rigs.com machine just down the track and across the line of traffic he goes, and around goes the 47 for a little bit of a spin. I believe we have a little bit of a different angle we can possibly pull here on this one. There you see the contact and up into the wall, and nowhere for Robert Dudley to go because that is a full power zone right there for all these truckers. And then more hard contact from the 47 there, Chris Darling, as he smoked the inside wall.
Yeah, again, that is not what they wanted to have happen here. One of the championship contenders probably done for the night, and that is going to bring another round of pit stops, Roger, as our race leader gives it up coming down pit road, and that shifts the lead on over to Mitchell Adams.
So now Mitchell Adams not going to come down pit road because you are not in your pit window right here. You will not be able to make it on just this pit stop. So Adams is going to stay out here. He is only, about 2 green flag laps on those tires. So really, we're going to see what it really means. Tires here now at this point.
Well, you're right. We're going to see what it means as the 7, Ben Izenga, going to come off pit road. He's going to be starting in the 6th spot. And, man, I don't know why I'd give up the lead there, Roger. 2 green flag laps. Seems to me like I'd hold on, try and get inside of a pit window. But Izenga has something else in his mind.
Well, we'll find out what it is. Right now, Chris Darling does stay out, so Izenga will be the first one with 4 tires. Travis White and Jeff Price, they are just ahead of Ben Izenga. Both of those drivers electing to take 2 tires here on this pit stop. And
ooh,
there's the gamble, and I believe the 47, Chris Darling, will bring her down pit road here, so he will hand that spot over. Oh, no, he stays out. Fake. Psych.
Yeah, Darling. He was looking like he was going to come down. Not going to happen. He stays out. Mitchell Adams, JT Poole do come down, though. And, oh, man, the strategy, the gamesmanship that's going on right now. Roger, this is what you sign up for when you do championship racing.
Now, Chris, I'm a little bamboozled here.
Uh-huh.
Mitchell Adams just came down pit road.
Yes.
He's got to put 4 tires on. Problem is, if he would have came down a lap sooner, he'd be starting in the 5th position. Instead,
right.
It's 15th.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably not the best move to make. Again, just about two green flag laps on these tires. There's no reason to do that at this point. I would have stayed out, Roger, at the very least, taking that track position, and then I would have been in control of my own fate. Now, you're back mid-pack. You don't know what's going to happen back there, Roger. Look, we're closing down. These guys are going to start racing harder and harder and harder as this race finishes up, and you've got to start way back in 15th spot? I'm not doing it.
No. Nope, not doing it. But you know what I am going to do? Race fans, it is time for you to head on over to sim-rigs.com. Get your sim rig now. Get out here and play with the big boys in the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by sim-rigs.com. Sim-rigs.com signing back on with the National Sim Racing Association for next season to be the primary sponsor of the Racing League. Well, if they're here, you should be too, and you need one of their rigs. Get the rig, get in the league, and get racing with these boys and be in the championship for next year. You need great equipment, though, to compete with some of the greats here like Chris Darling, Travis White, Jeff Price, Ben Izanga, Bill Edwards, Matt Cherry, some of the best racers. Mitchell Adams, Robert Dudley is here. Ben Mashburn, when he's not hitting the wall, is, I guess, considered a good racer sometimes. Maybe. I'm not quite sure yet. He says he's good. I don't know. He tried telling me before the race he's a really good driver.
Yeah. Well, they're all good drivers. You start picking and choosing names, Roger, and it's like, well, you just keep going down through the list.
That's kind of what was happening.
You don't have to stop. Yeah. Hey, a special shout out there to Baby Yoda. Yoda is actually out in chat, not on track this week, and we don't know why.
Well, he was at a family picnic.
I don't know.
Well, what I do know is I'm taking a peek at it right now, and Jeff Johnson came down pit road under this caution flag. He'll restart in the 16th position, so he'll be right behind Mitchell Adams here, just a couple spots. Maybe he can follow him up through the field here and get back into this battle, because the night may be over for one of our drivers of Chris Darling. Yeah, Chris Darling stays out, Chris, but that truck is going to be way, way wounded.
Yeah, Darling is crumpled up in the back end, to say the very least. And it was really unfortunate, little contact. And, wow, it doesn't take much to get these trucks upset. We just saw it. However, the damage that he has, Roger, it's to the rear end. And if we know anything from watching the 50 of Bill Edwards, that damage sometimes doesn't hurt you that bad. We're going to have to wait and see what happens here with the 47 of Darling, as he is trying to chase down a championship.
I'm interested to see if those two tires by Jeff Price or Travis White are going to be able to play big factors here into this one. So a ton of different strategies. Old tires with some damage for Darling, 2 tires for White and Price, 4 tires for Ben Izanga. Well, let's go back racing, because look, there's the 50 of Edwards and Hausman right there also. And hey, look at Big John. He's hanging out back there in 7th. Must be done with his meeting on the backstretch.
Yeah. And Zero meeting with the cleanup crew out there. As we get ready to go back under the green flag, your race leader, the 47, chooses the outside lane. Travis White to the inside, and the 47 picks up the loud pedal early as we go back under the green flag.
Yeah, green flag racing heading down to turn number 1. It's going to be a great start there by that 47 machine. But look at the speed of everybody else. They're going to take him 3 wide. Ben Izanga to the outside. Travis White down to the bottom. Izanga going to go trailer park high, and he goes wide. He takes the race lead down the back straightaway.
Look at the 47 drop back through the field, Roger. Damage is definitely hurting the 47 more than it did the 50. The 50 able to get around. They go 3 wide again.
3 wide. There goes Matt Cherry around the 47 machine, so Cherry will power on. That drops Darling back to the 8th position here on lap 111. And Cherry going to try and now work over Big John here, working to the outside with the low Chevrolet. Not going to happen. The 40 or the 74 that is there for John up the track a little bit, and now he'll work down to the bottom. Look at Jeff Price still hanging on there, sitting in the 3rd position. A night that may not have started out so well for Jeff Price has come to life here in the second half of this race. Those 2 tires are still able to hang on. Here comes Edwards, though, and the Screaming Eagles to the outside.
Yeah, all you hear is a bunch of bird calling on the outside as Edwards in the 50 trying to make hay. Can't get it done on the 39 of Jeff Price. And now the 93 works his way to the inside. That's Dan Hoosman. Hoosman now gets in behind the 39 of Price.
Yeah, the Tropical Cafe 93 is trying to slice and dice his way into the best finish of the season for that crew in the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series here tonight at Las Vegas for the season finale. Right now, if things were to end right meow, well, Matt Cherry will walk away as your championship winner. But things aren't over.
Did you say meow?
Meow, what are you talking about?
A little bit of action a little further down the field as Jeff White and Triple J, Jeffrey Johnson, go way down on the apron. They settle things out. Triple J takes over the 13th spot.
Did you just say things settled out? Because tried telling Stan that up here, who is high and wide. Look at Cherry. He thought about slicing and dicing straight through the middle there. John got back around, and he takes over the 4th position. That American Pride Pepsi machine is running in the 4th spot. Cherry, though, is sitting there right on the back tailgate of that Chevrolet, not allowing him to work away. Jordan's back here holding on with his Toyota number 13. Is that the Seal Masters machine? He's also having himself a good run. A driver that hasn't ran a lot of races this year, having himself a good battle here at Las Vegas.
Well, we thought Price was going to have a good night here, but he is falling like a rock right now. Just passed by Mitchell Adams to take over 8th spot, and it isn't done yet. Here comes JT Poole on the outside. The 39 not going to be able to contend. The 39 on the inside lacks a little bit of power right now. Rogers is running on 7.
Yeah, I noticed also there's some damage to the right front of that 39 of Jeff Price. That machine is aerodynamically challenged now, and it is falling like a rock through the field like we just saw the 47 of Chris Darling. Darling is still out there on track, race fans. He is running into the 18th position currently. He is the 2nd car on the lead lap, yet Jeff Price, though, now with that damage, falls outside the top 10. He now runs into the 11th position. Still one of the biggest movers of the race. Actually, the biggest mover right now, he runs in 2nd in the Weebilla Designs number 23. That is Travis White.
Yeah, White kind of coming out of nowhere, up 16 spots. He's got Bill Edwards right behind him. Bill Edwards, looks like the crew has done a good job kind of putting the back end of that truck back together, Roger, and he's doing a good job with it as he sits in 3rd spot right now. Big John right behind him in 4th. Matt Cherry, your top running championship racer of the night in his 48 Lowe's machine, running in the top 5, rounding it out in 5th spot.
Looking at it, though, Mitchell Adams, remember, he decided to come down 1 lap later than the whole field. He had to start on the last position on the lead lap. He has moved himself up into the 7th spot. He has one more driver to go up and pass, and that would be Matt Cherry. He is 2 positions behind Matt Cherry, but he is going to be lurking in just a couple of laps because that 49 truck comes alive on the long run here tonight. Still got at least 1 more pit stop. I'm calculating here. Nope, you're not going to make it on 1 either, Chris. It's going to be 2 stops yet tonight.
Yeah, 2 stops for sure, and that is going to give everybody enough time to just figure out, okay, what's my strategy going to be? Am I going to short pit? Am I going to stay out until I can't anymore? It's going to be very interesting here going forward throughout the rest of the race. One thing we know for sure, Roger, it's the race leader. It's Ben Izenga, and he's been up there for most of the race. We got a battle now for 2nd spot for the 50 of Bill Edwards. Going to try and take over 2nd. They make contact at 23 into the wall.
23 of Travis White going to go up into the outside wall. The Weebilla Designs number 23 Silverado the Snuff Racing entry went now from contender. Well, I don't want to say pretender because, I mean, the truck was good. It's just now it's got damage.
It does, and he is dropping like a rock, and that is going to help out Matt Cherry just a little bit as he moves up to 3rd spot. Right behind him, though, it is Mitchell Adams. Big John down underneath him, and Mitchell Adams cannot make the pass. The 74 holds on. Big John Cannizzaro. Maybe he found out something from the cleanup crew about getting around this track. He's running in the top 5. Here comes Mitchell Adams now to the inside, heading through the corner. Mitchell Adams trying to hold on. Big John on the outside, holding on to that momentum. He's going to be door to door down the stretch.
He'll power back around the 49 for the time being. It's about a half a truck is the difference as they go and wave by on those track safety crews down there in 3 and 4 where John likes to hang out here when he's not out onto the raceway. He is going to lose that position, though, to the 49 of Mitchell Adams. Adams will take it, and he will set his sights now upon the 48 of Matt Cherry. That is for the championship battle because right now I'm looking for that 33 of Triple J. Where is he at? He is running back here into the 10th position. He is the 3rd contender of the championship hunt. Your 4th contender, well, he's running back here to the 19th spot. A night that could have been for Chris Darling. Remember on that long run, the strategy play for Chris Darling, it looked like he was going to have almost a perfectly executed strategy to the end of this one. That team calculated it out. But the New York driver now all the way back into the 19th position. Hansen right there ahead of him. Chip a couple more laps down. He is actually sideways trying to drive that Chevrolet.
Yeah, the trucks are starting to get a little loose here. It's starting to show that the marbles are building up on the track, Roger, and it is going to start loosening up a little bit. I have not checked on the temperature lately. Let me do that real quick here. Look, track temperature 93 degrees, so it's actually still a degree warmer than when we first started here in the desert.
Yeah, so the temperature holding strong here in the Sin City. Christopher Darling looks like he maybe has crashed the 47 machine. So a night that was bad went to worse. The truck says they have it queued up here. Let's go back here and watch what happened. Oh, into the outside wall gap, real tight there coming off of turn number 2. The Sim-Riggs machine spins it around down the back straightaway. And then he was able to get it pointed into the right direction without bringing out a yellow flag just yet. We'll see if he's able to keep that truck pointed in the right direction. When he went to power back in, you see it nose dived off the wall once again. So a night, a championship night that could have been.
Yeah, it's lost, unfortunately, and you hate to see that for any of these guys. The top 4 drivers been so good all season long. To have a bad race here at the very end, it's disheartening, and don't wish that on anybody. The saying "there's always next season" that doesn't comfort anybody at this point. Right now, though, we are looking at the battle for the championship. They're sitting in 3rd and 4th. It's Matt Cherry, Mitchell Adams running 3rd and 4th. The 48 and the 49 getting set to do battle as Mitchell Adams starts closing in on the 48. He's got a little bit of a run.
Yeah, he's going to peek down the back straightaway. Not going to have quite the run built up to get around the Lowe's 48, but it looks like he waited for Cherry to get a little arrow push there, and now he will peek underneath. Coming out of turn number 4, they will run side by side at the line. Just 33 laps to go here. 34 laps, actually, to go left in this one as you are watching the battle for the championship hunt. Izenga Edwards are out in front. They are running 1st and 2nd, but they are not championship contenders here tonight at Las Vegas.
No, but how cool would it be to say, hey, you know what? If you're Ben Izenga, hey, I won the last time around. I won tonight. I am a contender. I will be back next season. Ben Izenga having a fantastic night. By far led more laps than anybody else here tonight. But the battle wages on for the championship, and that is happening back in 3rd spot between Matt Cherry and Mitchell Adams. The 48 and the 49 still battling it out. Meanwhile, they're closing in on the 50 of Bill Edwards.
Yeah, remember the 50 of Edwards did have some damage on the back of the S2R machine, but it's not hurting him as much as we thought that was really going to hurt him. The high downforce, we thought with a little bit of a crinkle to that back spoiler, it was going to be game over for Edwards. But then if you think back all the way a little bit farther or earlier into the race, we thought that it was game over for Bill Edwards when he ran the truck out of gas and had to hit the switches to go to the reserve tank. Here comes Mitchell Adams, though, back down to the bottom here, trying to get around Matt Cherry. Not going to be able to. That was close, as actually the 49 there of Adams was in a 4-wheel slide that time through turns 2. And he backed off, and now he'll have to give it another run here in just a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he lost a bunch of time out there in that 4-wheel slide. You called it, Roger. And look at the time lost on track as Matt Cherry just keeps motoring on. Half a second is the gap between 3rd and 4th spot, your 2 championship contenders. Getting back to the 50 of Bill Edwards. Yeah, he's had one heck of a night. He's going to be able to write a book about it. Edwards almost runs out of fuel, comes down pit road on fumes, and then he has damage to the back end. Pit crew works all night long to try and get it situated. They finally do. He finds himself in 2nd spot, and that Screaming Eagle is doing just that.
Yeah, but look back here at Jeffrey Johnson Jr. He is back here running into the 8th position, and he is in what you call the Hornet's Nest. Look at him slice and dice through the front straightaway here. I mean, these boys are battling like they are battling for the race win at Las Vegas with just under 30 laps to go in this one. We are closing in on the final stages of championship night here for the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series, presented by sim-rigs.com.
Triple J forces the issue and gets underneath Big John. He finally does get around him. Here comes JT Poole. He's to the outside of the 24 Sunkist machine of Ben Mashburn. Mashburn not able to hold. so JT Poole moves up a spot. Jeffrey Johnson gonna have to do something a little bit special. He's been running a little further back than the other two championship contenders here tonight of Matt Cherry, Mitchell Adams. Triple J running in 7th spot and looking for more.
Yeah, he's just running back here, though. If he can just kind of get through the gaggle of cars, then that would put him running 5th, because right there is 6th in front of him. 6th is going to peel off onto pit road. Here comes Jamar. He's going to hit pit road. Ben Mashburn coming along with him. Green flag pit cycle starting here for possibly the final time of the night.
And it will be the final time. We know they can go about 30 laps on fuel with, 26 laps left, 27 laps left here. This definitely will be the final time, Roger. And Triple J, he moves down to the inside. He may be looking for a pit stop.
Here comes Bill Edwards. He's going to come to pit road. I think that the 48 there of Cherry wanted to come to pit road. Mitchell Adams dove to the bottom of him, forces Cherry to stay out here on this lap, so both of them will stay out for at least one more lap. Johnson, though, going to come down pit road. He'll be the first championship contender to hit pit road here. Chris Darling has been on pit road for a couple laps here, trying to get as much damage fixed to that 47, but the night is just about over as the hourglass is almost run dry.
Mitchell Adams picks up the race lead as Izenga comes down pit road, the 49 again up front, but here he comes. He's peeling down. He's bringing the 48 of Cherry along with him. Cherry hard on the brakes, trying to slow it down.
Slow it down. Almost contact there, Chris, between your front two runners in the championship battle as they hit pit road for the final time, which is 26 laps to go here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Sin City, they call it, who is going to be sitting to win a championship here tonight. Adams will hit pit road as Travis White will take over the race lead. He has stayed out so far. He will be the last one to bring it down to pit road, as Izenga's already been down. Edwards has already been down. There you see the 33 of Jeffrey Johnson. He's coming back out onto the track. Look for the new edge auto detailing Ford to just kind of, well, there he goes. He yeets himself away.
Mitchell Adams and Matt Cherry, almost identical pit stops, Roger, as they come back out and look to rejoin the racing surface. Travis White coming down pit road. That's going to give the lead back to Izenga. Mitchell Adams looks like he's going to take over second. Matt Cherry to third. If the race were to end right now, it's all Mitchell Adams.
Yeah, but Chris, the great thing about this is it's championship night and the racing isn't over. Still 25 laps to go. It'll be Ben Izenga taking back the top spot, then Mitchell Adams, then Bill Edwards by the time they come back to the line. The driver of the Eagle Screaming Chevrolet goes back into the 3rd spot. Matt Cherry is 4th. Jamar Dumas is running in the 5th position. Jeffrey Johnson going to pick up a position here on the pit cycle. He'll go to 6th currently on the timing and scoring. Then it's JT Poole back there in 7th. Jordan Shepler are going to be there running in 8th. And it's Ben Mashburn and Big John rounding out the top 10 in that Pepsi Silverado American flag truck. It is a beautiful one back there running in 10th for Big John.
Yeah, and just behind him, Jeff Price goes sideways, the 39. We thought he had something special here tonight. Roger, unfortunately, it's not going to work out. The 39 sitting back in 11th spot, just got passed by the 51. It's not for position, but Bilson does get around him. The 39 does a fine job to hold on to that truck, but boy, for a second, I thought he was going to go around.
Yeah, what a big save there for Jeff Price. The moment was big. It could have been big, not just for him, but a couple other drivers that were just in that vicinity. He stays hammered down. We stay green flag racing, and we are racing towards a championship. Mitchell Adams, there you see the gap. Pulling about, almost a second back to Matt Cherry. Right now, your championship contenders on the raceway are running 2nd for Adams, 4th for Cherry. And I lost Johnson again. There he is, running in the 7th position, back one spot now, as Poole was able to get back around him. And Chris Darling looks like he is done for the night. He is running in the 22nd position.
Yeah, unfortunate for Darling again. He was doing a fine job here tonight in his 47. Just ran into a bit of a trouble, and the wall, that didn't help matters at all, as Darling has to fold it up for the race season. And battle is down to 3 drivers with 22 laps to go. Izenga, your race leader, but the first guy in that hunt for the chase win, the 49 of Mitchell Adams, Matt Cherry right behind him in the 48. He was able to get around Bill Edwards. So the 48 is doing everything he can to get to the back bumper. Roger, the question is, if he gets to the back bumper, does the front bumper become a bit of a tool?
Yes.
I think it has to, right? It's championship, baby. You got to go.
You're racing for a championship. The friendships, the alliances, the, whatever you want to call it, it's all over at this point. Yes, 20 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Anything is in play. A little bit of a slider, maybe a little bit of a bump and run. I don't want to say dump the guy for a win, because you don't ever want to see somebody be put into the wall and then you go on to win the championship. That's not what you really want to do. And I don't believe either of these drivers are going to race each other that way. I think a little bump, maybe a little bit of a slider with a kiss, is going to be in play here tonight. It'll be 19 laps to go this time by at the line. Izanga has checked himself out to, well, where is he? That's a 3-second lead over Adams and Cherry, who will battle it out for the championship hunt here.
And Zanga has entered his own zip code at this point. The battle right now is for second spot, and that is also the championship run here tonight. Adams and Cherry. Cherry is starting to catch up. Roger, this one's not done yet.
No, not by any means. I mean, it's only a half a second between Adams to Cherry. And, well, both drivers are quick here tonight. Both drivers have built rock-hard, solid Chevrolets, and right now Chevrolet dominating the night. They hold the top 5 positions.
Back and forth they go as I'm watching the speed from the last lap. The lap before, Cherry just a little bit quicker than Adams this time by. Adams just a little quicker than Cherry. So they are bouncing back and forth. And Cherry is trying to hold on to that throttle as long as he can, get as fast as he can. But it might be giving up. Doing that, Roger, you're going to kill those tires. And we've figured out very early on here tonight, tires make the car go around.
Tires definitely will. Adams quicker once again here the last 2 times by Mitchell Adams. You see it almost 1/10 quicker on lap 142, and then a whole 10.5 there on lap 143, faster than that 48 Lowe's machine. We'll keep an eye on that battle here as we close in. Just 16 laps this time by. The time is running out. If you want a championship, you gotta go reach for it now. 16 laps to go here in Las Vegas for Ben Izanga. Will he be able to park his 07 machine in victory lane back-to-back weeks? Well, you're about, call it now, 15.5 laps away from finding out here at Las Vegas.
If he does, Roger, he's going to finally get off that schneid of anytime you're calling a race, he can't win it. But he has certainly won it when I've been calling the race. So we know he's capable. Izanga out front by about 2.3 seconds. You might as well call it a country at this point. Izanga racing in his own zip code above Mitchell Adams. Adams right now running just a little bit quicker than Izanga, but it's not going to be enough to catch him.
Yeah, Izanga, the boy from Canada, can really wheel these trucks around this raceway, that is for sure. Let's take a quick peek. It is a 1-second gap between your race lead or your championship battle. Adams to Cherry. Edwards still hanging on here in 4th. It looks like the good has been run off those Bald Eagle tires. And it is still screaming Bald Eagles out the tailpipe, though, for your race fans. He runs in the 4th position. Dumas is trailing, running in the 5th spot, but it looks like JT Poole is starting to run him down. That's the battle for that 5th position. We're keeping an eye and see if Jamar Dumas will be able to hold on to that 5th position, because he is the biggest mover and shaker of the night. He holds that 5th position currently on the track, but that Ford of JT Poole is coming, and you can tell Jamar knows it because he was bobbing and weaving down the back straightaway. Here comes the Ford Performance number 1 F-150. He'll dive to the inside, and, well, cool, calm, just like the AC breeze that just hit me, Chris. JT Poole going to take away the 5th spot.
Yeah, Poole in that Ford Performance F-150 doing a fine job as he cracks into the top 5. Jamar Dumas backs down to 6th spot. Behind him, it's the 33 of Jeffrey Johnson Jr. He is one of the guys hitting for the chase. Roger, unfortunately, marred back into the field just a little bit all night long here tonight. The crew just missing that setup. as Johnson sitting in the 7th position right now. Behind him, it's Big John in the 74. John Cananzaro, who likes to visit some of the staff here at the desert. And behind him, it's Jordan Shepler in the 13. He's running in the top 10, running in 9th spot. Rounding it out, it's Ben Mashburn. Mashburn, I believe that was the guy that said, hey, yeah, I can drive, Roger. Well, he's going to finish in the top 10, it looks like.
Well, don't count the chickens before they hatch. Remember, it took him 70-some laps to come out and play at Lime Rock Park, and he made it about a lap and a half before he sun-kissed the tire barriers. So
that's right.
There's still 11 laps for Ben Mashburn. I'll hold the deciding factor at the end of this one. There is nobody around him, though. He has a 5-second gap over Jeff Wyatt. Shepler has about a 3.25 second gap over him, running in the 9th position. So there's nobody around Ben Mashburn that he has to worry about. He just has to worry about his, we'll call it a Friday night drive here in Las Vegas.
If he finishes in the top 10, will you say he can drive? Well,
Chris, the race leader's out there tonight. Chris, we can't pump the guy's head up all that much, okay?
We got to pump him up for next season, Roger. That's what we're here to do. But speaking of next season, I'm going to tell you right now, Ben Izanga, he is looking forward to it. If he can run a full season, boy, he has got a chance. As right now, he has got a 1.4 second lead over Mitchell Adams. Adams sitting in that 2nd spot. He is first in the list of championship contenders. And it looks like Matt Cherry, unfortunately, may have used up the good in those Goodyear tires. And the Lowe's Chevrolet 48 is backing up just a little bit.
Well, that's not what you want to see here at the end of the race here on championship night for the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series, presented by sim-rigs.com. Get your sim rig over at sim-rigs.com and get on track like these gentlemen here. Race like Ben Izanga, Mitchell Adams, and Matt Cherry as they run 1, 2, 3 here with just this time by. It'll be 8 laps to go here as it looks like Robert Dudley's night. It was a good one until he got wrapped up in that back straightaway accident. Now the ALS in memory of Penny Mercury Boats, number 44, will look to go 1 lap down here tonight, running into the 16th position as he will pull over. Here comes your race leader. He will work by that 44 down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
And the 44 with some right front damage, right rear damage as Izanga goes on around. Mitchell Adams is starting to close in on the race leader, but with just 7 laps to go now, Roger, Adams has to pick up a second, plus be able to pass him. Ben Izanga looking very strong right now.
Well, Adams last time by was 0.3 seconds faster than your race leader, but remember he had to deal with the lap traffic there, the 44 of Dudley. So now Adams' turn is going to be here to deal with that little bit of a slower vehicle of Robert Dudley, as now Dudley will go to the outside this time here for Mitchell Adams. So Adams will have a clear track out of turn number 4. Not able to utilize all the raceway, though. That might hurt the driver of the 49, as it's going to be a little bit slower on the speed. Let's see at the line. Identical times for your 2 top drivers.
Yeah, unbelievable how close these guys are. And they've been this way since we've started with them. Roger Izanga has proven that next season he could become a contender. We got to watch out for the 07. Meanwhile, Mitchell Adams sitting in that 2nd spot, looking very solid to try and win this championship. He's got a 4-second lead over Matt Cherry in 3rd spot, his closest contender for the championship with 5 laps to go. Izanga leads him across the line.
So 5 fingers being shown by the flagman this time for Ben Izanga. Then it's Mitchell Adams. Where is Matt Cherry? Well, he has fallen off the pace. Looking at last time by, it is about 2.5 seconds slower for Matt Cherry. So it is fair to say that unless something happens here in the closing laps, Matt Cherry will finish 2nd into the championship hunt, bearing something doesn't happen to Mitchell Adams, which, well, it'll be 4 laps to go this time by at the line, and anything can happen. We have seen it. It's Las Vegas, the roll of the dice, and things can change. If Mitchell Adams goes into turn 1 and rolls snake eyes on the craps table, well, guess what? Night could be over for him, and Matt Cherry could be singing, well, I'm a champion. But right now, with just 4 laps to go, it looks like it's Mitchell Adams kind of a game to lose.
Adams, you're right, Roger. It is his game to lose. The odds are in his favor right now. He's about a 5-1 favorite, but I'm going to tell you something else. He is closing in on Izanga. Adams may not be just pulling for the championship win. If he can get to the back bumper, he might be looking to be the winner overall.
Yeah, I'm taking a peek, and I'm showing enough gas in that 07 machine. Oh, Bilson into the outside wall there.
Oh, boy. That's going to slow down Adams as he has to take a wide berth. And, man, he got lucky there. Look, craps can be rolled on any lap in any corner, and it was almost rolled there. But Adams able to get around no problem as the 07 looking to try and get around the 88. And, man, this lap traffic is just not being friendly to the 07 of Ben Izanga. The 49 of Adams, he is definitely catching him now.
He is faster by about 2 miles an hour down the back straightaway. Here comes the 49 of Mitchell Adams. He will close the gap. Look at the gap shrink. Mooney right there in the way of the 88 here. What will Mooney do out of turn number 4? He will go high. The race leader here of Izanga will take the white flag. It's the final lap of the season here for season number 1 for the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by sim-rigs.com, and it's going to come down to this battle for the race lead. It's Ben Izanga, Mitchell Adams. I think Adams just backed it down there coming out of turn number 2, or he just wasn't able to get back to the throttle. He'll dance down the back straightaway, not going to be able to throw her into turn number 3. So coming through turn 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight, Ben Izanga will go back-to-back wins, but it is all Mitchell Adams who will come across the line running second. He will be your champion here in the National Sim Racing Truck Series presented by sim-rigs.com.
Congratulations goes out to Izanga, your race winner, but a bigger congratulations goes to Mitchell Adams, your champion for this season 1 of the National Sim Racing Association. First season ever in the Truck Series, and wow, what a season it was.
Yeah, a little bit of a congratulatory bump there by the driver of the 51. There you see Ben Izanga showing a little bit of congratulations to the Indy Auto Sports driver. Here now comes Matt Cherry. They battle it out. They were the final 2 standing at the end of this one, and Matt Cherry comes home 3rd. TJ Poole, you see him there. He finished in the 4th position. Jamar Dumas, he's going to finish 5th tonight. Jeffrey Johnson was 6th, so a good run by the new Edge Auto Detail 33. He'll finish in the top 6, but it's not good enough for a championship hunt. Big John comes home running in the 7th spot. Scheffler comes home 8th. Mashburn 9th, and Wyatt rounds out the 10th position as Izanga's going to burn him down here in Las Vegas. And right there in the background, so does Mitchell Adams. He is your champion here in the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series. So as these two burn it down, we're going to take a quick moment, mute the mics, let you listen to the roar of the V8 trucks here, and we'll be back with your post-race show presented by Sim-Rigs. Welcome back, race fans, here to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway here for the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series presented by sim-rigs.com. It is championship night, and we have finished all 160 laps of this event, and it came down to just 2 drivers to battle it out. At the end of this one, it was between Mitchell Adams and Matt Cherry. Well, Mitchell Adams is going to walk away with the championship, but first, we got to talk to the man who was able to dominate this race here tonight. Chris, you're standing down trackside with the driver of the 7 machine.
Chris up and Roger up in the booth. You got a copy? Ben, are you there?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, buddy. Hey, listen, I have had the pleasure of watching you, for a good number of weeks now. You've been extremely strong. Every time I broadcast, you win. Every time Roger broadcasts, well, we can't say it anymore, but here you are, the race winner, and it's got to feel good, the 07, bringing it home back-to-back with the checkered flag.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure how tonight was going to go. I didn't have any practice laps. I wasn't able to run the practice race last night. I haven't run any laps since the last time we raced. So, yeah, first lap in practice, top of the board. I was pretty confident from then on. And, yeah, Mitchell was running me really, really clean. So I definitely appreciate him for that. Congratulations to him on the championship. That's a huge deal, too.
Well, that's one thing we've seen race in and race out this part of the season, especially since I've been involved. But you and Mitchell Adams have been kind of tied together, bumper to bumper, all of the season long. And I guess you didn't race every race of the season, correct?
No, I started with 1 race left for the playoffs.
So next season, what's going to happen? You going to be racing them all?
Yeah, I definitely hope so. I'd like to be where Mitchell's sitting right now, but yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Oh, absolutely. But on the 07, I've got to give it time. Who do you got to thank? Who do you got to say hello to? What's the word out there from the 07 team?
Yeah, of course, I got to thank you guys for doing a great job broadcasting every race this season. Got to thank my parents, my whole family, for supporting me. And USCRL, sorry. And S2R, the team that I run with here. Bill is a fantastic teammate, and he had a pretty good run tonight. Fortunately, he ran out of gas in the last lap, but yeah, we had a pretty solid showing. So yeah.
All right, that was pretty awesome. Again, congratulations on the race win. Roger, I think you have somebody that you need to talk to. Oh no, wait, it's my turn again. I'm going to talk to 3rd place finisher, Matt Cherry. Matt, this is Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, bud. Well, you end up coming in 3rd, just 1 spot away. Towards the end of the race, definitely started to see some fade out of those tires. Tell me what it would have taken for you to win this one, or at least win the championship.
Well, the only way I'd have been able to win the championship if I'd have beat Mitchell off pit road. I was trying to work at high groove, and you can't really pass somebody when they're up there, and I was going to try to protect that line to keep him behind me, but he beat me off pit road, and we were just really, really tight all night long. I was hoping it would free up when it got dark, but it didn't do it.
And there you have it. So the 48 not freeing up a little bit too tight for your liking. Matt, it was a hell of a run for you. You finished 2nd in the points, just behind Mitchell Adams, and it's been a long season. Who do you got to thank on the 48 team?
I just want to thank everybody that put this lead together. Chris, he puts a lot of time into this. He paints my cars. He's always got me looking good out here, and I just want to apologize to him because I kind of washed up a little bit, and I got into him, and somebody ran him over.
Yeah, we saw that, and that's just part of racing here in the desert. You never can count on the grip, but a good run, a good 2nd place finish for the championship. Matt, congratulations on that 3rd place and 2nd place respectively for the championship run. And I believe now Mr. Roger Muth ready to talk to the 2nd place finisher.
Yeah, I got standing here next to me. He is the man who's going to come home 2nd place here tonight. But not only a second place for you, Mitchell, it's going to be a championship here that nobody can ever take away from you. You are the first ever National Sim Racing Association Truck Series champion here on a Friday night. Congratulations. How does it feel to be here as the champion?
Man, it feels awesome. I like hearing you say that. It's got a nice ring to it, too. No, we had a great truck all night long. I made a terrible pit call I thought maybe would mess it up for us, but was able to drive back through and got back to the championship lead on the last pit stop, and man, it was a great night.
Yeah, that Indy Autosports machine was not only quick here tonight at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Looking back over the year, you have some of the most wins on the season. As we throw that up here on screen, there you see it, race fans. Those were the stats coming into the night here for Mitchell. And Mitchell, I mean, what more did you need? I mean, coming into this, you led the most laps over all the other chase contenders. You had the most wins. What more, other than putting champion next to your name, could you have done this season?
Not much, really. The goal just tonight was to beat the other championship drivers, and that's what we ended up doing. I've had a great season. We've had a lot of things go our way this season, and so I've had a blast racing, and it's been a great year for this 49 truck.
Yeah, it was a great year. But talk about tonight here. You had some strong competition. Chris Darling was off strategy. Were you worried when he went off strategy than the rest of you race leaders that maybe he had figured something else out here tonight that you guys were just behind the 8-ball on?
No, I was watching fuel the entire race, and so I knew where we were at before that caution in the middle, that we were good on fuel. But if a caution came out when he was in front of us, that was going to mess things up for us, but it didn't, and so it ended up working out okay. But yeah, with the pit crew, we were looking at fuel numbers, and we were confident with that strategy we had going early on.
Well, you were able to beat him, and then Matt Cherry came knocking on the back door at the end of this one. You know, you and Cherry all season ran some pretty close side-by-side racing action between you and him. So were you worried that maybe if he was close enough towards the end of it, he might have used the chrome horn to come and get you?
Oh, I would have expected him to use that bumper and move me. Yeah, he's been great on a lot. He's been great most every week, too, especially on these 1.5 miles. I feel like this 1.5 miles aren't quite my strong suit, and he's really good on them. So I was really worried coming in. Same with Chris and Jeffrey. They're both, all three of them, really strong drivers, but it just worked out for us tonight.
Yeah, Jeff gave it a run there at the end. He's also going to come up just a little bit short of you. And, I mean, you know, at this point, Mitchell, all I'm going to say is, my friend, congratulations on winning a championship. I'm going to roll this red carpet out for you here on the Turn 3 Racing Network here tonight, as it is championship night here in the Las Vegas Motor Speedway down here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So we're heading to the microphone. Who do you got to thank for having a great season here in the National Sim Racing Association?
Just first off, everyone in the league that's put the league on couldn't have come out and won a championship if there wasn't a league. So everyone in the NSRA, thank you for putting this on. The broadcasts have been great, so thank you to you guys too. All the family that's lets me come up every Friday night and Thursday night to practice and race these things. Thank you to everyone, all my friends and teammates who've tuned in to watch over the season. Just anybody I forgot, I don't know. Sponsors, Indy Autosport, the Gazebo Girls, and Adams Racing. Thank you to all of them for the sponsorships they've given me this season.
Well, there you heard it from your champion here in the National Sim Racing Association Truck Series, presented by sim-rigs.com. Mitchell Adams is your champion here in Las Vegas. Race fans, congratulations to Mitchell, and congratulations once again to the man who won this race, Ben Izanga, winning back-to-back races to wind down the season. Chris, it was great racing action. We picked up the National Sim Racing Association halfway through the season, well, a little over halfway through the season, and they did not disappoint. These drivers were able to battle all season long, right here to the very end at Las Vegas.
Friday night quickly has become one of my favorite nights, Roger, to watch these trucks go up and down the tracks here at the National Sim Racing Association, sponsored by sim-rigs.com. I'll tell you, some of the racing that we've seen, be it oval, be it road course, none of them have failed to entertain at the very least. And tonight, Mitchell Adams takes away the championship after Bennett Zenga wins the race. What a fantastic season for these guys. What a way to get something going here at the National Sim Racing Association.
Yeah, we got to thank all the guys behind the scenes here at the National Sim Racing Association, all the admins over here bringing us on board over the halfway point to call the final stretch of this season. And of course, we got to thank all the guys at the Lynchburg T-Shirt Company for being the Pole Award here this season for season number 1. We also can't forget the big sponsor here tonight, sim-rigs.com. If you don't have your sim rig now, race fans, you need to get your sim rig, and you need to get out here with the National Sim Racing Association. On Friday nights, on Thursday nights, they have a league that will fit your style of racing. All you got to do is go head on over to their Facebook, or even, well, go find their Discord. They have a Discord out there, and let me tell you, race fans, if you can't find something to talk about in their Discord, you definitely are not in the right spot, because they got something going on at about 4 a.m. East Coast time, so wherever you are in the world, they are blowing up the chat. But for everybody at the National Sim Racing Association, sim-rigs.com, Lynchburg T-Shirt Company, and of course, us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, I'm Roger Muth, that's Chris Lagoa. We really appreciate you tuning in here every Friday night, spending a couple hours of your evening with us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we can't wait to see you next time. Without all you race fans, none of this could be possible, so until we see you next time, race fans, keep the wheels on the ground, keep them going left and right, and stay out of the wall, stay out of the infield, don't be Ben Mashburn. Until we catch you next time, stay safe.